I'm going to explain the exact investment strategy I use to take $7,000 and scale it into a portfolio worth multiple seven figures. And before we start, I want you to understand this. All investing is risky. Most people who try to copy system lose money because they ignore position sizing and emotion. They only pick and choose the parts that feel good, confirmation bias and hopium. I'm not promising you this will make you millions overnight. I'm not a day trader. I'm not claiming this is the best system in the world. I'm simply telling you what worked for me. I used to think I was just in the right place at the right time, and then I realized something simple. Luck is when preparation meets opportunity. I was prepared. I started investing in 2018, just stocks at first, though through my job, I was studying everything I could. Warren Buffett, Ray Dalio, the usual names. Then crypto kept coming up. People asked me how I found it, and the honest answer is I knew just as little about stocks as I did about crypto. So I decided to grow with the new thing that turned out to be the best decision I ever made for my own money. First, I educated myself on the back end, why Bitcoin exists, what blockchain actually does, what are smart contracts, what is the Ethereum virtual machine. That gave me the clarity. Clarity is the first C of the 3C method. You have to know why your money is there before you put it there. Then I read a book by Nassim Taleb called Skin in the Game. He also wrote Fooled by Randomness, Anti-Fragile, Black Swan, and one idea stuck hard out of all the books: the barbell strategy. 70 of your money was in stability, 30% in high risk asymmetric base bets. That was the framework. Now, what does that mean, right? 70% was in stability, which was bonds and indexes. The 30% was in high risk, which would be like stocks, not penny stocks, so to speak, but individual stocks. But crypto is different. The entire asset class is both speculative and volatile. You can't pretend any of it is a bond. So I had to adapt the barbell strategy to the crypto reality. I looked at how big institutions structure portfolios, not even across the board, weighted, risk control. I decided to do the same thing myself. Even though Bitcoin was supposed to be about self-sovereignty, I built my own structure. That's how the three-tier system was born. What I now call the 3C method stands for clarity, confidence, and conviction. Here's how the tiers work based on market cap. Tier 1, anything above 10 billion. This is your Bitcoins, Ethereum, Solana, XRP, Hyperliquid. The ones that have proven they are extremely hard to go to zero, or as Nassim Taleb says, the anti-fragile ones. Now, this is where 70% of the portfolio lives. This is the stability side of the barbell inside a volatile asset class. Then there's tier 2, 1 billion to 10 billion projects with real utility and stronger narratives. Chainlink type names, others like Ondo. Now, 20% of the portfolio will go into this. It's still volatile, but more established than the pure moonshots. Tier 3 is everything that's under 1 billion. This is where the real risk lives. This includes most meme coins. No matter how big the market cap gets, I don't lie to myself about memes. They need attention and virality. Utility and narrative still matter, but the risk is higher. 10% of your portfolio max. Now, why only 10%? This is just simple math. Take $1,000, right? If you had $1,000 to invest, 700 will go into tier 1, 200 will go into tier 2, and 100 will go into tier 3. If that $100 tier 3 position does a 50x, like most of those moonshots promise people, it becomes $5,000. That's a 5,000 moves the whole portfolio without ever risking the majority of your capital. There's 2 rules to investing that Warren Buffett says. The rule number 1 is to not lose money. Rule number 2 is never forget rule number 1. Now, that is a testimony to risk management. I'm not saying that investing in crypto is going to make you Warren Buffett, and I'm not saying that I am Warren Buffett. I'm just simply saying that that's risk management. That's what most people miss. They put too much congestion into one place and then wonder why it hurts when things go wrong. See, I've done hundreds of consultations, setting up portfolios, recovering funds, helping people set up cold storage wallets. I and as I was doing that, I realized that a lot of people have a psychology that they will show me their portfolio and they'll have like 23 or 30 different cryptocurrencies because they just logged on to YouTube, Twitter, X, Instagram, and then just buy whatever someone says is going. And then I have one concrete rule that I actually follow. I do not let headlines and news make me FOMO. FOMO is the fear of missing out for those of you who don't know. When I see an opportunity, if I already have money in that position, I ask myself a simple question. Do I add more to what I already own? Or is this just a new shiny thing trying to pull me off my plan? And do you have a plan is the most important question. Most of the time, the answer is no. I stick to the allocations. New shiny things do not automatically get my money. Clarity comes from the understanding of utility and narrative, right? So that means you know why it works. Does it make sense? Will this be used in the real world? Would anybody care about this, right? Then confidence comes from having rules on how much goes to where you see the utility and the narrative going. You are hedging a bet on the thing that you believe that you understand. And then finally, conviction. Conviction is what lets you hold when the market is loud and emotional. Now, in closing, I'm not a financial advisor. I do not know your income, your bills, or your risk tolerance. A real advisor looks at your full situation. I'm just showing you the system that works for me. Inside the Visionary Village, I break this entire process down step by step in full courses. Each piece is digestible so you can actually apply it. I also have weekly live strategy calls. And for the first 20 people to sign up for the Visionary Village right now, you will get on a one-on-one call with me and we'll streamline your position in this greatest wealth transfer of all time. If you want that, the link is in the description. If you're seeing this on Instagram or Facebook, comment the word village. On TikTok, DM me the word village. And as I always say, the roadmap was already written. Understanding how deep we are is just the beginning. And if you know the market is volatile, it is a strength because most people FOMO when the price is going up. Then when it drops, they freeze. And the drop is usually when they should be buying. As Baron Rothschild said, the best time to buy is when there's blood in the streets, even if the blood is your own. Volatility only becomes a problem when you treat green as the only time you act. That is the strategy. If you would like the full breakdown, I'll see you inside the Visionary Village Academy.